Hey folks, this is Brian Goodman from Impactful Mentoring. I have seen some of the posts recently about parents asking about their teens' use of cell phones, and they're not doing their work, they're being disrespectful. Should I take it away? Or I forgot the passcode, or they don't have the passcode. Their teen won't give it to them. They want to see what's on the phone. Look, fundamentally. What's at stake is really the mutual respect and trust that you need to make sure that you take time to care for in the relationship with your teen. And so, and this issue with the cell phone, this is not gender specific to just boys or girls, right? It's both of them, okay? It's all the teens. They have this luxury item, right? Quite frankly, right? Luxury item that's in the hands, okay? Fits in their pocket, and so they have that right then and there, and so it gives them access to so many things that they think that they are quote unquote entitled to. And quite frankly, that feeling, that privilege rather than the right, okay, that privilege to have that phone, to have you pay for their phone, to have that in their hand, gives them access to things that they should have to earn. And so, as a parent of two teens myself, I look at my own children and the cell phones that they have, and I look at the plans that they have, and I look at everything that is going on. Do I know their passwords? Yes. Is that vital to the success that I need in terms of having their cell phone passwords and making sure that I have access? I mean, yes, but also no. I don't use it to search their history. Why? I have to be able to trust that what they're doing with their phones is appropriate. Instead, the reason I have that information is because it's under my name. It is my cell phone, and I, as a parent, I want to make sure that whatever's on that phone which is connected to my name, is appropriate. And so from my standpoint, as a parent, I want to make sure that I build a trust. And continuing that trust and not holding it over them as a negative effect or consequence of something that they have or haven't done is only when it's kind of something I've put out there. For example, if my son doesn't do his chores, okay, he knows what that number is. If he doesn't do a certain number of chores, this is when he loses his phone. Bottom line, I don't remind him about the chores. I say absolutely nothing, because there's this unwritten rule, right, that we have to nag. But that is not a rule. That is the exception to the rule and should not be the case. Instead, what we want to do is empower our teens to make the right decisions, to actually earn. Now, I give them allowance on top of the consequences if they didn't earn enough or they didn't do enough chores. They actually do, in fact, lose their phones. Okay? And my son was very close to that last week. He had the bare minimum. But he still got his allowance, and he still kept his phone. Why? Because he did what I asked him to do, but it was the bare minimum. And so, again, when you set those expectations, do I want the bare minimum? No. But they were clear. They were made clear to my sons what they needed to do in order to keep their phones. And also, it was clear to them that they could, in fact, earn an allowance. Now, there certainly are some challenges to both offering a reward and then a negative, consequences as a result, okay, at the same time. But in this case, since it's connected to the phone, okay, I feel strongly that phone is a distraction, and so that takes them away, whether it's schoolwork, whether it's chores, whatever it is, it's a distraction, okay? Is it used for social, interactions? Yes. But quite frankly, the bottom line is it most likely, more often than not, is a distraction. And so if I remove the distraction, okay, does that mean that my child then, or my teen, right, is going to then focus on what I want him to focus on? I'm not sure. But if I do my part and I say, hey, essentially, you didn't do what you needed to do the first time. I have your phone now because you didn't do it. Here now, okay, you don't get your phone. Okay, it's not yours for 24 hours. You have lost that privilege. Again, a privilege. Okay, but dad, no, there's no but dad, right? There's no but dad. None of that, because at this stage of the game, you now know what to do you now know what you need at the bottom line, how to get your cell phone, how to earn your allowance, and quite frankly, how to continue our line of mutual respect. And so again, if you're someone who wants to hold that phone over, make sure that you're specific about what you want your child to do to maintain, okay, to maintain that trust, that privilege, not that right to have that phone. Okay, and so again, that's my advice. So don't hold that cell phone over unless you have made it clear about the expectations of what you quite frankly, whether it's schoolwork, whether it's personal growth, whether it's even respect towards you. Make sure you've made that clear before you take that away, because there's no gray area when you take something away, right? There's no gray area. They either have it or they don't. So let's work in that gray area, make sure that they understand how they maintain that phone, how they keep it, and how then your household, right, is run, okay, in an appropriate fashion. And so there's teamwork, there's cooperation, and there's really that pact. And that's my thing, that agreement, that pact. And therefore, we have impactful mentoring. And so that's why that pact is capitalized in my business, okay, is because that agreement to move forward together is so vital and so important. And so if you're moving together with your son or daughter and you're moving forward, okay, in that direction, then that pact is intact. So keep your pact intact. Make sure that your teen understands the expectations that you have for him or her, and make sure that you, as a parent, follow up and follow through with any consequences, both positive or negative, that you have set forth. Okay? Make sure that they know about them. And so at that, I wish you a great day. Okay? And thank you very much for watching. This is Brian Goodman from Impactful Mentoring.